and to hold your hand as you grow in life and make proper choices. About things like, and you're not limited to what I'm saying, as you have your agenda. So we also have other things that we, as your parents, would like you to learn. You are important and valuable. We want you to listen to others as much as you want to be listened to, because good leaders are good listeners. We want you to speak with respect and courage, because your ideas can help change the world. We also want you to work together, because teamwork makes us strong. So in closing, Honorable Speaker, the purpose of today is to build you up as young boys, to make you feel proud of who you are, and to remind you that the future is in your hands. So today we'll be hearing from you what this particular phrase means when you say that the future is in your hands, when you are telling us that indeed the future is in your hands. So stand tall, speak your truth, and most important of all, enjoy this amazing experience. You are not just boys of today, you are the leaders of tomorrow. So I wish. Before I close, Speaker, I just want to remind the honorable members that
of the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC.
Special greetings to all the attendees, and we have been mandated with established in terms of Chapter 9 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Free and fair elections at the national, provincial, and local levels of government. Continue. Part of the Electoral Commission's operations is to promote knowledge of stakeholders such as the stakeholders present today, and to review legislation that relates to voting and elections. The importance of voting primarily lies with the necessity of active citizenry and participatory democracy. Youth are the core to the development process of each nation, but their contributions will not have a full impact unless they participate in the key processes that make decisions and choices in their society. In the words of the Provincial Electoral Officer of the Electoral Commission in the Gauteng province, Mr. Thabo Masemula, and I quote, "An election is more than just an act of marking a ballot. Free and fair elections are the cornerstone of a democratic dispensation. Elections are about giving effect to a constitutional value system, and when citizens vote, they are in fact acting in a, when citizens cast their vote, they are in fact. From this statement, it is logical to conclude that young men must all be active, engaged, and responsible members of democracy by exercising their right to vote, which is primarily drawn from the Bill of Rights. Young men of South Africa must take charge of their future and become an agent of change that they want to see in their communities by cultivating a culture of democracy and active citizenry. They must therefore fully understand and exercise their civic democracy rights and responsibilities by participating in the Electoral Commission's voter education and voter registration programs to empower themselves about the information that relates to democracy. Programs that the Electoral Commission is currently running throughout this month is the Schools Democracy Program, whereby our institution is engaging with schools and providing civic democracy education to learners and students. It is therefore our responsibility to ensure that we register to vote and actually participate in this democracy by casting our votes. One would now need to understand what are the requirements of voting. In order to register to vote, you must be a South African citizen. You must be 16 years in order to register, and once you turn 18, you would then be eligible to cast your vote as an eligible voter. So the documentation that is required to register are that you must have a green barcoded ID, a smart ID card, a temporary ID certificate. If one does not have one of those documents, they must then ensure that they register, they apply with the Department of Home Affairs for an identification document. Once you register to vote, you do not need to re-register in future elections unless you have moved houses and are living in a different voting district, and if you have been affected by the redrawing of a voting district or a ward. You can register or update your registration details at your IEC's local offices. In the city of Ekurhuleni, we have 11 offices which are primarily based in our customer care centers and the civic centers. So another form of registering to vote would be when you go to your registration stations, which are open when the Electoral Commission runs its registration weekends, which would be open during the registration weekends of the national and provincial elections or a local government election, and the last one being that by-election has occurred in your voting district. The form of registering to vote, which I think would be most convenient for all young people now, would be registering online. So you can actually register be www.registertovote@elections.co.za. So I would like So from the 10th to the 12th of March in 2025, experts gathered in Cape Town to discuss the future of e-voting in South Africa. That relates to e-voting, key milestones and the timeline from the public consultation to Parliamentary. In October 2025, the review of those public submissions will then take place. Stakeholder workshops been held in May of 2020. As part of this Boys Parliament engagement that seeks to empower and equip young boys to become, submitting your feedback, attending public forums, and joining the conversations on social media. Your input matters because it directly influence the recommendations that will be made to Parliament, and those recommendations will help shape the future. As I conclude, I would like to leave all the young boys with this. This basically means that age is no limitation when it comes to
Thank you for your address. I would like to welcome Honorable MEC Mazibuko to address the House.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker of the House. And let me acknowledge all of the Parliament today, which is the Boys' Parliament. Let me acknowledge the two speakers of the Legislature and the speaker from the Municipality. Let me acknowledge the chairperson and the deputy chairperson of the chairs of the portfolio committee in Gauteng, the house chairs in Gauteng. Let me acknowledge all the teachers that have joined us today. If it was not because of teachers, all of you will not be sitting here looking so smartly dressed. Akir, you look so smartly dressed. White shirts, others are wearing yellow shirts, you are wearing your different colors from your different schools. And let me also acknowledge young people from the schools that also teach sign language. So in other words, it's young people who are deaf, but they are part and parcel of the education system because they say, nothing for us without us. Let us clap hands for them and acknowledge their presence. Let me acknowledge all the officials that are here with us this morning. There's also the chairperson of the portfolio committee from the from the legislature who is oversighting over the Department of Social Development. I'm grateful to be standing here today, which is a day that marks International Day for the Boy Child. So we are holding this parliament on an important day because throughout the world, we are celebrating the boy child. So you are very important people in the lives of all of us as society and everywhere throughout the world. As the provincial government, we have also started celebrating this day since 2018 because we recognize that the boy child also need also to be taken care of, and the boy child also does matter as they also grow up. Since the 11th of May, which was last week Sunday, we have also been celebrating the Child Protection Month. I take it that you are still children, Akir. So we are also protecting you. This is part and parcel of the Child Protection Month. And we want a society not only to support, but also praise and acknowledge that there are boy children. Because boy children nowadays, they face many challenges. They face challenges of violence, they face challenges of drugs, they face challenges of gangsterism, they face challenges of bullying, even at schools. Others, of course, they face challenges. Zokuthi basabi isikolo nje. They go to school all because the parents say they must go to school. Mara qiniso nje ukuthi bathaba isikolo, akere. Now I want to encourage you as boy children that if you don't prioritize education, you will be nothing in life. You'll end up joining all these mongrels that are carrying guns in our communities. You'll end up joining all the wrong people that are committing crime in our communities. And let me also share with you as boys, do not just touch girls anyhow. You may end up with a criminal record. When ucabanga ukuthi uyadlala. Some parents, they take it very serious. They go and open a case against you. Ngelinye ilanga, you are trying to look for work. Kuphuma i-record ukuthi you have a criminal record. And when you try to think ukuthi what did I do, you then remember, oh, ngelinye ilanga ngeke ngabamba urifilwe amabele. Akabanjwa urifilwe amabele. Agaphethwa the bumps. Umbali. You don't do things that are uncomfortable to young girls. Even you yourself, if anyone touches you in a manner that you are uncomfortable, you must never keep quiet, but you must report. Many of you attend the academy, sports, and all those things. And when you are in the showers, each and every one of you want to demonstrate ukuthi umshini wakho ungakanani. Do not fall into that trap of wanting to brag.
Order.
Calling order to me, Madam Chairperson Speaker, or to the House. They are laughing because lo mshini wakho can get you into trouble. So wena valela yo mshini in your underpan and uziphe ibhruku lakho. You must behave like that. until you have reached adulthood. Even when you reach university, do not go hanging out with people that don't go to school and end up being arrested, because then you'll have a criminal record. And also as boy children, don't go around Simba chips, Pick and Pay or Checkers. And because your parents do not want you to go to jail, they then quickly sign the admission of guilt, and then they pay a bail for you. When now you are happy that, no, I did not sleep in the cells or I did not go to jail, that record remains. One day you try to apply for work, or you try to participate in CPFs, or you want to be a police officer, or you want to be a traffic officer, or you want to work with young people like yourselves. That record comes out. All because when you were young, you stole Simba chips or you stole chappies at a certain shop. So I wish to encourage you, forever remain disciplined young people and do not do things that you will regret later in life. And as boy children, you are entitled to have a birth certificate. You are entitled to live in a home where you'll be cared for. You are entitled not to live in poverty. We must not see you standing at the robots begging. That is child labor. Laws of this country do not allow you to go and work. It's only your parents who must go and work. And if you do not have a stable home, don't hesitate to tell the school social worker to say, at home, I don't feel comfortable. Can you please find me a place of safety? Then we've got a lot of CYCCs where you can go and stay and be able to live a happy life. As young boys, you are also entitled to have a relationship with your parents. As boy children, you are entitled to have support from your parents. As boy children, you are also entitled to have an education. And as young boys, you must stay away from drugs. You must only be addicted to life. When a person gives you that path, say no, ke moja. Say no, ke moja. If they say pass that path, say no, ke moja. So that then you are able to live a drug-free life. This parliament should give us solutions for the future, especially for you as boy children. And we also want to thank also the Scouts SA. They are here with us today for partnering with the Department of Social Development in mentoring the boy child throughout the province and making sure that they live a better and a happy life. With those few words, let me thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you, Nyabo.
Thank you, Honorable MEC Mazibuko, for your address. I would like to explain to the chairperson of the various commissions how we will be dealing with the commission's report. I believe that during the discussions of commissions in the workshops, each commission agreed on resolutions that will be presented and tabled in this house today. I will ask the person designated to present the resolutions of the commission and hand over the resolutions to the service officers after the debate, who will then hand them to the table staff seated in front of me. At the end of all the debates, I will hand over all the commission's resolutions to the chairperson of the committees of the legislature so that they can be tabled at their meetings and forwarded to the executives for actions. Will the secretary please read the first order?
Greetings to the House. The first order reads as follows. Debate on the role of the boy child in fighting gender-based violence and femicide.
I now call on Honorable Chair Homotsegang Hapula, the chairperson of the commission, to present their commission's report.
Greetings and salutations to all honorable members. I am Honorable Chairperson Homotsegang Kapula and I'm about to read the report for our commission being the role of a boy child in fighting gender-based violence and femicide. Gender-based femicide is a pervasive problem that affects not just women and girls, but the entire society. A boy child has a crucial role to play in fighting GBVF and creating a safer and more equitable world. GBVF refers to violence and discrimination directed at individuals based on their gender. It includes physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, as well as harmful practices such as child marriage and female genital mutilation. This phenomenon is rooted in patriarchal norms and stereotypes that perpetuate inequality and violence against women and girls. Furthermore, GBVF is a global pandemic that affects 1 in 3 women in their lifetime. The numbers are staggering. 35% of women worldwide have experienced either physical and or sexual intimate partner violence or non-partner sexual violence. The prevalence of GBVF in South Africa is so high that it was declared as a pandemic by the President of South Africa, Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa. A study conducted by the Department of Science and Innovation looked at the lifetime of physical violence regardless of partner status and found that 33.1% of all women aged 18 and older have had experienced physical violence in their lifetime. This translates to an estimated 7,310,389 women. It is important to note that the statistics has clearly stated focused on women aged 18 and older, but did not include children. Currently, the infamous case of Kwekwe is one of the examples that show how children are also susceptible to being gender-based violence victims. GBVF has severe consequences for individuals, families, and communities. It can lead to physical and emotional harm, trauma, and even death. GBVF also perpetuates inequality and limits the potential development of women and girls. Boys have a crucial role to play in fighting GBV, and they can promote healthy masculinity by challenging traditional masculine norms that perpetuate gender-based violence and femicide and promote positive role models. They can speak out against gender-based violence by using their voices to condemn gender-based violence and femicide and support survivors. They can support survivors by listening to and believing the survivors and encourage them to seek help. They can lastly educate themselves and others by learning about GBV and its impact and fundamental human rights enshrined in the Constitution. Some of the rights that are violated include the right to life, which is of the Constitution, the right to freedom and security. Gender-based violence can involve the right to dignity. Violence and femicide can degrade and humiliate victims. Dignity protected by Section 10 of the Constitution. Lastly, the right to equality based on gender, violating the right to equality protected by Section 9 of the Constitution. To freedom from violence, protected by Section 12 of the Constitution. GBV in South Africa is high. So I therefore leave the rest to the following speaker.
Tavi Matlou.
Greetings to the House at large. I'll be talking about the causes of gender-based violence, and I have 5 points for you today. the biggest problems we have in South Africa because most children go around doing peer pressure. Peer pressure can play a significant role in gender-based violence when others pressure people to do things that they don't want, feeling peer pressure under pressurizations leading them to gender-based violence. My second point, bullying. Bullying is one of the factors that influence and gets people to go to gender-based violence. Bullying contributes in gender-based violence, leading other people to bully others. And when you bully others and belittle others, it leads them to a place where they believe that bullying is the right thing to do and leading them to bully others in the future, their child or partner. My third point, parental influential. Our parents have a huge role in our behavior and the things we do. Most people out here in South Africa believe that since my parents works in the government, I can others, leading those people to lead into my third point, hatred. So hatred towards a certain group of people can fuel gender-based violence because people based on their gender and characteristics. That leads to gender-based violence to a certain times where it explodes and bursts and leading him to gender-based violence. Cases seriously. Most police belittle men that come and report cases when they come to the police station reporting that they have been violated, leading that person to go back home and commit gender-based violence, hitting the woman, also leading to femicide. I am here today to speak up for those men that are out there going, they have problems at home and the police insult them and send them back. I'm asking the police, they must pull up their socks and take men seriously of this country. Because if we don't, men of this country will not believe in the police and will not bother themselves to report future incidents if they happen and take things in their own hands. Thank you. That will be all.
Honorable Simpiwe Jalvani.
Greetings and salutations to the house at large. I go by the name of Simpiwe Jalvani, a learner from Palmer School of Math, Science and ICT, School of Specialization with focus in mining, based at Mohlakeng, which is in the Rand West. I'd like to be getting into the challenges of gender-based violence. Just like the speaker has stated, the causes I'll be going into the challenges. The first one is harmful gender stereotypes and male-dominant cultures. Gender stereotypes are often used to justify violence against women and children, saying that a man can't clean, a man doesn't cook. Those are basically gender stereotypical views. We live in a time whereby we are told that a man, which basically means a guy or a man can't cry, which is basically one of the things that lead to higher rates of abusive relationships. And I would like to get into the second point, which is poverty. We live in a time whereby girls, or rather women, are forced into marriages just because of the benefit of the family, not considering how the child or the girl, how they really feel. Then going to the third point, which is basically lack of legal protection. South Africa has a robust legislative framework in place to work against gender-based violence. For instance, let's take Section 12 of the Constitution, which simply says that a woman must be protected at all times. Yes, women do overstep sometimes, but then the Constitution simply says that women must be protected. And we also wonder why gender-based is on the rise. It's because these women feel trapped in those marriages and in those relationships. Then one of the key legislation includes the Domestic Violence Act or the National Council on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide Act. Then, for instance, let's take Kwekwe's case, just like the chairperson has said. If there were legal protections at that certain place and at that certain time, we would have avoided that. So this simply means that there are legal protections, but then they aren't put into place and they are not working for us or for the women of this country. Then going to the last point, which is inadequate political representation. Ending gender-based violence will be impossible without these women in which we are here to talk about today. If they don't have a person at the policy-making level, at all times. We as men are saying that women must be protected, but then these women aren't given the platform in order to express themselves. So we should give these women a platform to express themselves, and we should allow them to talk, and we should get rid of this mentality of saying that or a woman can't speak up. Because there's this tendency that's going around that says, "Mosadi o tswa thiba ka bogale," which basically means that a woman must be patient for all that's coming to her. So we as men, we should give them these women the platform to express themselves. With that being said, I thank you.
Honorable Samgelo Kumalo.
Greetings to the House at large. I am Honorable Samgelo Kumalo, and today I will be dwelling on the government's interventions in reducing gender-based violence and femicide. This speech focuses on the South African government's efforts to combat gender-based violence and femicide, emphasizing a multi-pronged strategy including law enforcement, support for survivors, and community engagement. Multi-pronged strategy including strengthening the legal and policy framework. They have passed and they are implementing landmark legislations like the Domestic Violence Act and Sexual Offences Act, with amendments designed to better protect victims and hold perpetrators accountable. And the second one is empowering the law enforcement agencies. They have invested in training, resources, and equipment, equipping police to effectively respond to gender-based violence and femicide incidents. Providing unwavering support for survivors. Government has established a network of shelters, crisis centers, and support services, ensuring that survivors have access to safe havens, counseling, and rehabilitation. Promoting community engagement. They've launched awareness campaigns, engaged with local communities, and empowered individuals to become active bystanders and change agents. Additionally, the government have implemented many programs which all of them have the same goal, which is to deal with the increase of gender-based violence and femicide. And the first one is Tutuzela Care Center, which provides with medical and legal assistance, located in Natal Street and Mamelodi Hospital. Ekurhuleni Temba, located in Bloemfontein, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, which is a campaign launched annually in November, which coordinates nationwide. With all this said, the Commission believes that the government must push harder in addressing the root causes of gender-based violence by continuing to ensure that laws are enforced effectively, that perpetrators are brought to justice, and that victims are protected. Address the root causes of gender-based violence by promoting positive masculinity and discourage gender stereotypes and promote gender equality. Create opportunities for women and girls to thrive in all areas of their lives and become their own active participants rather in shaping their own futures. Create a culture of zero tolerance for GBVF and yes, where everyone understands their responsibility to protect vulnerable individuals and stand against gender-based violence and femicide. I thank you.
Honorable Ryan Moodley.
Greetings to all honorable members. My name is Honorable Ryan Moodley, and it is a privilege to represent Commission 1 concerning the resolutions on gender-based violence and femicide that must be implemented by the government of South Africa. South Africa over the years has seen a tremendous spike in gender-based violence and femicide, with a significant number of women experiencing physical and sexual violence in their lifetime. And as a result, many have lost. With this being said, Commission 1 as a whole has come up with the resolutions to stop gender-based violence and femicide. To see a decrease in gender-based violence and femicide cases. Firstly, the government must strengthen its legal framework for victims who are subjected to gender-based violence and femicide. Also, by increasing police training on how to handle gender-based violence and femicide cases with sensitivity, and to ensure that the victim is taken seriously when the case is lodged at the police station, be it a male or female. Secondly, the government must have regular campaigns in schools and communities by creating awareness on gender-based violence, by handing out flyers and booklets to all people, including rural areas who do not have access to electronic devices on a regular basis. Having regular announcements through radios and TV ads. This will in turn prevent gender-based violence, but also assist in sharing the much needed knowledge to all those who are unaware of gender-based violence and femicide and the seriousness of this crime. Thirdly, the government of South Africa must implement workshops so that males are well informed and the killing of innocent women solely because of her gender, be it a mother, daughter, or wife. This can be done through the early schooling age of grade 1 up to grade 12, through the life orientation subject, which is currently being taught in schools. And this will help boys show empathy in society. Lastly, in conclusion, as Commission 1, we believe that boy children have a role to play in fighting gender-based violence and femicide. We employ MEC of Education, Honorable Matume Chilwane, to implement a program of gender-based violence and femicide ambassadors in schools where boy children in high school can participate, hold each other accountable in how they treat each other and young girls in schools, and create where they can talk about their challenges so that they do not become perpetrators in the future. I thank you.
I now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak to the debate. Also note that participants who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also, do not forget to mention your name and Rule 77.7. Thank you.
Greetings, honorable guests, honorable members. I am Honorable Michael Ude, and I stand on Rule 77.7. I would like to ask, from reading your report, it says something about the 16 days. Okay. It says something about the 16 days of activism. They spread awareness and perform marches around, right? But after doing all that, after marching for distances, they still go home and are still abused, because most of them participate in the marches, in the petitions, they make posters, flyers, they even go on interviews. But I think that nothing changes, because usually most of them are people who've been abused before, and some of them are still abused. I get the fact that it spreads awareness, but let's say, for example, I'm being abused and I participate in the march. Knowing that I'll go home and the person who's abusing me saw me speaking out, I will continue being abused. Even if let's say I go open a case and they don't take it serious, what do I do then? Because so far, what I know about the 16 days of activism is that it's just a march and banners and stuff. No serious things. Thank you.
Next honorable member for open time.
Greetings and salutations to all honorable members in the House of Large. I am Honorable Ashley Matui from Lotus Garden, representing Tshwane West District. I would like to add an addition. I stand to Rule 7.7. I would like to add an additional towards the South African programs. The South African government has taken a step to combat this, including the National Strategic Plan, which hence has 6 pillars. Pillar number 1, accountability, coordination, and leadership. So far, we have seen so many accountables towards our coordinations, and we never yet received any leadership towards the government. Pillar number 2, prevention, rebuilding social cohesions. We have seen so many things that we have prevented, but still no lead to what we have to be and what and also what we are supposed to be. Pillar number 3, justice, safety, and protection. We have seen so many things that we need as a South African so that we can get our justice and to be safety towards our new generation that is growing now. Pillar number 4, response, care, support, and healing. So far, we haven't seen anything that happens towards how the high rate of death is happening towards male and female, and also towards different genders. Pillar number 5, economic power. As we can see as a whole that we are the new generations towards to prevent everything that we see in the GBVF, and also to show our economic growth to the nation. Pillar number 6, research and information management. As a whole, as communities and every commissions, as Commission 1, we researched to show this is what we brought as a commission to show that this must end and we will not tolerate such anymore. For our new generations need to see this is the safety of South Africa. And the sooner the better, the later the danger. Thank you.
Next honorable member for open time.
Good day to the House of Large. My name is Honorable Nkobela Lefa. I'll be adding the challenges and the solutions of GBVF. First point, fear of speaking out. Many survivors are afraid to report GBVF due to fear of retaliation or shame. Point number 2, lack of support. Survivors may not have access to services like counseling, medical care, and legal rights. Indicate laws. Some countries don't have strong enough laws, just like our country. In South Africa, we have many perpetrators because the South African laws are very poor and not strong enough. Social stigma. Survivors often face blame and stigma from their communities. Powers imbalance. GBVF involves an abuse of power, making it hard for survivors to seek help. Trauma and mental health issues. Survivors may experience long-term trauma and mental health problems. Coming up to the solutions for GBVF, the government must strengthen laws against GBVF because there are some people who hate other people because of their own gender. Point number 2, the government must create awarenesses of GBVF through launching campaigns in communities. The government must provide both support groups for both victims and perpetrators. Lastly, the South African government has to come up with a way to solve this situation. And you can fix what is broken, but you can not break what is fixed. Thanks.
Next honorable member for open time.
Good day to the House at large. I'm Honorable Light Chabalala, and I'm standing on Rule 77.7. I'll be expanding on what was said by the first speaker on the causes of GBVF. Firstly, it's the lack of positive role models. In a generation where over 60% of households in the country are fatherless, many boys who are raised in these households are exposed to individuals online who spread rhetoric that is toxic and harmful to them. Boys who feel as though they don't have anyone to look up to cling to these individuals as a role model on who to become. Examples of what I'm talking about would be how we have podcasts like the Fresh and Fit podcast, where their speakers go there and say that the only thing women can offer to a man's life, that the only thing value in women's lives is what she can offer to a man. Or influencers like Andrew Tate, who says that his viewers should keep weapons with them so that they can teach women who disagree with them a lesson. This then becomes a cause for GBVF, as these boys will act out abuse onto these women who don't agree with them or don't submit to them. Secondly, is the beliefs taught to young boy children. Many boys who grow up in households where patriarchal ideas are in place end up taking these ideas. If they see their fathers belittling their mothers and not treating the women around them as humans who are equal to them, it is very likely for them to follow in these footsteps. We see this in how some fathers would teach their sons that they are the heads of the house and women are the tails, or how they are taught to have women always submit to them. This then becomes a cause for GBV, as these boys will then harm women who don't agree with them and who do not submit to them, leading to women going through psychological abuse, physical abuse, which can even end up with these women being dead or committing suicide. I thank you.
I would like to give one honorable member a chance to speak his mind for open time. You may.
Honorable members of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, esteemed guests and consecutive guests, I rise before the rule of 77.5. Honorable members of the Commission 1 of the GBVF, I think you are losing the point where we are looking for the positivity for a boy child. Because on our background and overview of GBF, you have restating the percentage of women worldwide who have experienced either physical or non-sexual intimate partner violence and non-partner sexual violence. But we have the boy child who also experienced GBVF in our world. And you, in top of that, you have the solutions that boys can play in fighting GBVF, but still carrying the burdens that they have been not solved. And going to the point where the programs that you have been stated, I would like to ask the question that what is the long-term visions of your programs, and how do you measure contributing to a more equitable society? I'd like to thank you.
Well, Honorable Chair, Homotsegang Khapula, please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
In conclusion, GBVF is a pervasive issue that affects everyone, leaving deep scars on individuals, families, and communities. To address GBVF, we need a collective response that involves government interventions, community engagement, and individual action. This includes strengthening legal frameworks, increasing funding for support services, and promoting gender-sensitive education. However, the focus should not be limited to the policy changes, but also aim to shift societal attitudes and norms that perpetuate GBVF. Furthermore, perpetrators must be held accountable for their actions. Change begins with everyone, and GBVF is not just an act of charity, but an act of justice to all its victims, be it men or boys, or women or girls. The Commission believes that boy children have a role to play in fighting GBVF. The Commission on the Role of the Boy Child in Fighting GBVF has developed resolutions to eradicate gender-based violence and femicide that the Gauteng government must implement to see a decrease in the numbers of gender-based violence incidences. So I, Honorable Homotsehang Kapula, the chairman made and hereby move for adoption. I thank you.
I now call for a seconder.
Greetings once again, honorable members. I am Honorable Ryan Moodley, and I rise to second the reports of Commission 1. I thank you.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes? Yes. All those not in favor say no? The yeas have it. The report has been adopted. And honorable members, I will kindly request everyone to limit their movement around in the House. Kindly head the resolutions of the Commission on Food Security for older persons in the midst expensive cost of living, as well as the health and the intake of medicine for older persons. I now declare the debate on the role of Boychild in fighting gender-based violence and femicide, GBVF, closed. Will the Secretary please read the second order?
Greetings to the House. The second order, debate on the impact of fathers in the life of a boy child development.
I now call on Honorable Chair Lethabo Manne, the chairperson of this commission, to present their commission's report.
Salutation to the Speaker and this prestigious House in full capacity. I'm Honorable Lethabo Manne, a chairperson of Commission 2 that states the impact of fathers in the boy child development, and also a proud student of Ekurhuleni Med Science and ICT School of Specialization. Today, I'm with my four speakers that are going to give you the negative impact of not having a father, prove to you that government doesn't support father and son relationship positively so, and show you that all the boys in South Africa need their father figure. Now imagine a young man standing in the edge of an ocean as he looks into endless possibilities before him. He takes his first step into the unknown world as he looks into the first possibilities before him. A father is supposed to serve as a role model to a child, teaching him life lessons like responsibilities, integrity, that will help this young man on becoming the next generation of father in his fatherhood generation. I want to give a direct message to the government and policymakers to extend paid paternity leaves to fathers, for fathers to prioritize family time over job time. In this way, you'll be supporting father and son relationship positively soon. And remember that father support play a big role in their boy-child lives. Big role like making them stable to build a healthy relationship among their peers and also to see themselves as a positive self-image. Again, on the way of supporting father and son relationship, government must not choose who's supposed to stay with the child. They must leave the child to choose the figure that they see is going to lead them to love, accept, regardless of their age. Government must support community-based programs that are promoting positive father and son relationship. I have one here that is called the SOS Child Village Family Strengthening Program that has branches in Port Elizabeth, Rustenburg, and also the Dusty Road of Ekurhuleni. I hope you heard me, and I hope you're going to listen to all my speakers that are coming after me. I thank you.
Honorable Michael Ude.
Greetings once again. Greetings, honorable members, ministers, and distinguished guests. I am Honorable Michael Ude, representing Alex High from the Second Commission and from the region of Cioche. I come before you to talk on an issue that's affecting millions of kids and children around the world. It is something called something affecting millions of kids around the world, which is the absence of father figures in houses. This is not a new crisis. Its roots stretch back to the 1800s, where the discovery of gold and other minerals began. This gave rise to migrant labor systems. Thousands of men left their families to go work in distant mines, and that weakened the traditional family structure. Today, the consequence of that system still lingers. More than 60% of kids still grow up without father figures in their households, and that usually leads to the kids losing passion in their studies or usually joining gangs. They usually start smoking and doing things that are out of line. For a boy child, the absence of a father can be very devastating. Growing up without a strong male role model, many boys grow up confused about their identity. They often focus to become providers at a very young age, which leads them to crime or substance abuse. We must also acknowledge the emotional damage fatherless children usually go through, which is depression, anxiety, and usually resentment to their friends and family. Honorable members, I think it's time to act. If we do not stop the fatherless era, it will keep continuing, and which will increase our crime rate in South Africa. So let us be remembered as the generation that did not look away. Let us be remembered as the generation that stood for change. Thank you.
Honorable Daniel Nicholson.
Good day to our fellow honorables and the House at large. Speaking before you is Daniel Nicholson, a proud learner of Nick Dietrich's Technical High School in the West Rand from the quaint little town of Kagiso. And today I will be speaking on the positive impact of having a father. In our society, fathers are seen as providers of the family and not as supporting teachers who value family over circumstances. A study conducted in 2021, according to DutchDispatch.com, showed that boys who have caring fathers are less likely to experience depression, anxiety, prison, and poor school performance. Some of the positive impacts include emotional development. Fathers nowadays, according to research, are more family-oriented than before. With them providing emotional support, guidance, and validation, boys will grow up being emotionally stable, meaning that they'll be able to handle their emotions easily. Socialization. Fathers are well known for being teachers, especially in families. Fathers are also well known for teaching social skills, accountability, responsibility, and relationships, which results in them being more skilled, being more caring towards women, and also end gender-based violence in South Africa. Identity formation and role modeling. Fathers are known for teaching problem-solving strategies, resilience, masculine values, and behaviors, making boys aware of who they are and resulting in them being morally stable and highly skilled, which is what is needed in today's workforce. Creating a sense of safety and security. Fathers nowadays are more caring and emotionally open. When they exercise that ability, it assures boys that they have someone who is available to talk to, love, and care for them. Encouraging independence and exploration. Fathers often encourage their sons to take risks, explore the world around them, and develop independence. This leads to better self-reliability and the ability to solve problems independently. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, the issue that we have here in South Africa is that society teaches boys and men stereotypes such as boys do not cry, men do not take care of children, boys and men don't say how they feel. They're able to manage their emotions on their own. And that is one of the reasons why we have fatherless children in South Africa. To sum up all the points mentioned today, fathers are very important for raising boys who are going to lead and make South Africa a great nation. I thank you.
Honorable members, when speaking, please look in front of you so that the cameras can be able to capture you carefully. So, to the concerns that I have been told, there are honorable members who have not spoken on Commission 1. Will Honorable Tukulubane please stand? Yeah, for all, and it's for open time.
Greetings to the House of full capacity. Standing before you, it's Honorable Mokete Tsokodiban from Mohlodi Maritime School of Specialization with the Maritime Focus. And I will be aiding on the resolutions of the latest Commission of Gender-Based Violence and Femicide. Since from the latest SONA, our President, Honorable Cyril President Ramaphosa, has declared gender-based violence and femicide as an epidemic in our country. So we as Commission 1 from the latest group have discussed the resolution of combating it. Number 1, first point, increasing programs where both genders assemble and discuss social problems including gender-based violence and femicide, what they face in everyday living. The development of mobile apps for reporting gender-based violence and femicide incidents, and increasing and accessing support services and connecting with the other survivors. Strengthening gender-based violence legal frameworks and law enforcement. Improving support services for the survivors and raising more awareness in schools and in communities to change societal norms. This will assist in ensuring that perpetrators receive harsher sentences for their crimes committed against the innocent victims who are subjected to gender-based violence and femicide. With that being said, I was quoting from the late Reverend Desmond Tutu, sanity and happiness are impossible combination. I thank you.
Honorable Matlou. Are you Honorable Matlou? It's for open time.
Greetings to the board at large. I stand as honorable mention. I'm a student at Florida Park High School. I rise on Rule 77, subsection 7. I would like to emphasize the issue of inadequate legal protection for victims of gender-based violence and femicide. Despite having laws in place, justice isn't being served, and victims are not receiving the protection they need. This is a critical issue that requires attention and action to ensure that victims receive the justice they deserve. We can link this to the prevalence of GBVF in South Africa, with stats showing that reported cases remain high. According to the South African Police Services, there were over 42,000 reported cases of sexual offences in the 2022 to 2023 financial year. This suggests that the current legal framework is not effectively deterring perpetrators. If perpetrators knew they would face harsher sentences, they might think twice before committing such heinous crimes. The cases of Riva Steenkamp and Karabo Mokoena are stark reminders of the failures of the justice system. In many cases, justice is delayed or denied, leaving victims' families with a sense of impunity. Moreover, many cases go unreported due to fear of victim blaming, stigma, and lack of trust in the justice system. According to stats, the World Health Organization reports 1 in 5 women in South Africa have experienced physical or sexual violence. The South African Medical Research Council estimates that 50% of women who experience violence never report it. This means the actual numbers are likely much higher than reported. Thank you.
Greetings to the House of Lounge. Greetings to the House of Lounge. There's a point of order 89.1. That guy is playing with the phone and we are busy.
Honorable members, order.
Honorable member, you are playing with the phone.
Order, honorable member, order.
Thank
Can
you.
the honorable member please stop playing with your phone during the session? Honorable members, order. Order in the house.
Speaker, I was going to stand on Rule 77.5 about the, what is this? The disadvantage of not having a father. Can I still stand? It's not open time. I'm standing on Rule 77.5.
Yes, you may, honorable member.
I thank you, Speaker. Greetings to the House at large. I, Honorable Stipe Bokans Jordan, I would like to add up on the negative impact of not having a father. Fatherless boys seek to find role models from people whom they don't know where they come from or who are they or even what do they do for a living, which will influence these boys or lead these boys to follow the wrong paths of going to their future, resulting them into being thugs, stealing, and so on. I thank you.
Open time has ended for Commission 1 and the report of Commission 1 has been closed. We may now proceed. Is there rise on your point of order, honorable member?
Salutation once again. Speaker, can we respect each other? You can't go back while my commission is on the floor.
Honorable member,
No,
which
let's
rise are
respect
you
each
rising
other.
on?
I'm rising on
Honorable
a point
member,
of I'm
will
rising
you
on a
rule?
point of order of 88.1. Can we respect each other here? You can't continue. You can't go back while their report has been sealed. How do you go back to it? My speakers are on the floor are talking. You want to go back? Come on, let's respect each other, speaker.
Honorable
Let's
member,
respect
your
each other,
consent
please.
has
Let's
been
respect
paid.
each other.
I also stand on Rule 88.1. What you're doing shows levels of disrespect. You cannot stop Mr. Honorable Divine from talking and you go back to the first commission while we already adopted the report.
Honorable
It's
members,
not
your
fair.
concerns have been heard and apologies to that. You may now sit down. We may now proceed. Honorable Divine Nkuna.
Salutations to the House at large. My name is Honorable Member Divine Nkuna, proudly representing the Second
Honorable
Commission.
member, please look to the front so that the camera can be able to capture. Look to the front, honorable member. Honorable members, order in the house. Order. You may proceed.
Salutations to the House at large. My name is Honorable Member Divine Nkuna, proudly representing the Second Commission and the Civic region, while also being Elena from Tutolora Comprehensive School. And I will be speaking on what the government should be doing and how the community can assist. The government should take several steps into helping fathers raise their children through paternity leave that will be applied for 2 weeks, so fathers can properly care and nurture for their young children and newborn babies. They should make it known that there are various types of programs that are allowing fathers to have the opportunities of learning how to properly care and nurture for their kids, because there are people that aren't mentally prepared to be fathers. Medical care. They should also give fatherless children affordable health care, because I know for a fact
that the government has enough money and authority to do that. Our country has become a messy battlefield for people. And funny enough, it's always a fight that can be avoided through simple hard work and dedication. If I'm being honest, the government should do more into helping fatherless children, because if the government has enough money to build prisons and supply other countries with money for war, then it should be able to do this.
Honorable members, order in the House. Let's maintain order and respect each other's time. Honorable member, you weren't acknowledged. Can you please respect Honorable Divine's time to speak? Which rule are you rising on, Honorable member? Honorable Divine, can you please finish with your speech?
If the government truly cares, we demand that the following will be applied. Policy forums. The government should enforce laws and policies for shared custody, because according to the National Center of Fathering, children put in a situation where they can't enhance educational support. They should provide them with scholarships and more school resources, because come on, we all know the government can do that. Love and support they need and deserve. The community should help with the following. They should open events where adult role models, fatherless children, all the things they couldn't learn from their actual fathers. Social development needs to facilitate dialogues with fathers and hold them accountable for not being present in their children's lives. Churches should also teach the importance of being a present parent in your children's lives. I stand in pride today, supporting all the fatherless children and all the fathers that want to be present in their children's lives. So today, let's not just discuss, we must act. Thank you for your time and attention.
Honorable Ayush Ramsundra.
Greetings, honorable members. I am Honorable Ayush Ramsundra, a proud learner of Parliamentary Secondary School in the Ekurhuleni region. Honorable members, today we gather to address a crucial matter, the impact of fathers in the life of the boy-child development. Fathers play a pivotal role in shaping the emotional, psychological, and social development of young boys. Yet, despite strong legal frameworks such as the Children's Act 38 of 2005, the Maintenance Act 99 of 1998, and the Basic Conditions of Employment Act 75 of 1997, significant implementation gaps remain. The law exists, yes, but laws alone are not enough without effective implementation, accountability, and societal commitment. These frameworks cannot bring the intended change. Boys who grow up with active, present, and supportive fathers are more likely to thrive. They perform better academically, develop healthier social relationships, and are less likely to experience emotional distress. Conversely, the absence or neglect of a father figure often correlates with negative outcomes, such as poverty, substance abuse, and conflict with the law, to name a few. But, honorable members, we must also be courageous enough to ask, what if the reason for a father's absence is not his unwillingness, but the actions of the mother? We must acknowledge that in some cases, mothers may intentionally or unintentionally hinder a father's involvement in their child's life. This could be due to personal conflicts, unresolved grievances, or systematic loopholes that favor one parent over the other. When this happens, it is ultimately the boy child who suffers. Thus, our recommendations must be clear. Amend existing legal provisions under broader conditions of the Children's Act 38 of 2005 to ensure fathers have meaningful involvement in their children's life regardless of the parental relationship status. Promote administrative reforms that support fathers' rights and responsibilities, especially in cases involving custody disputes where fathers are unfairly excluded. Introduce mandatory mediation processes to resolve conflicts, reduce property and custody disputes, and promote cooperative parenting. Strengthen oversight mechanisms to reduce abuse of relationships and ensure fair regulation and accountability from both parents. In short, we must ensure that the strong foundations laid out in our laws are implemented effectively, not just in theory, but in practice. Fathers are not just providers, they are nurturers, protectors, mentors, and role models. Their active involvement lays the groundwork for raising boys who grow into responsible, confident, and empathetic men. Let us work together, government, communities, and families, to close the gap between legislation and lived reality. Let us commit to ensuring every boy child has the full support of a father or a father figure in his journey towards adulthood. I thank you.
Is it okay? Salutations to the House at large. I am Honorable Giflule Dwaba. I'm rising on roll number 88.1. I have been overlooking how the Speaker of the House is running the session. There is some kind of unfairness on what he's doing. Number one, honorable member, with all due respect, a member from Commission 1, I stand to be corrected, rose up his or her hand on rule number 77.5, or is it reading skill? Must I read it for you? Maybe to get it properly. It says at the end of each speech, according to the speaking list, any member, including members who have already spoken in the debate, may indicate to the presiding officer that he or she wishes to ask a question or make a remark directly related to the speech. A member from Commission 1 rose up on Rule 77.5, but you didn't choose him, but you carried on with the session for Commission number 2. That is unfairness, and I don't know if we should carry on with how you are doing your work, Honorable Speaker. Number two, Honorable Lesedi rose up his hand and said he is rising on roll number 88.1 on a point of order, discussing about cell phones. Or must I take out my phone and play games? Maybe Subway Surfer, GTA, I don't know if I'm allowed to play games. But they are using their phones to make speeches. Where is fairness? Or can I take out my phone and maybe WhatsApp or make a call? It's a question.
Honorable member,
It's a question.
your concerns have been heard. Can we please proceed with the session? Your concerns will be taken into consideration and will be seen to. You may continue.
With all that being said, I thank the House at large.
Order in the House. To also note, highly appreciated, honorable members, if a speaker is presenting something, others listen and shall speak after, unless rise in the point of order. So now we may proceed. I now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak to the debate. Also note that participants who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also, do not forget to mention your name and rule 77.7. Thank you. Number 1 is over there. Number 1. Yes, the participants have been chosen. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4.
Salutation to the House at large. I go by the name of Honorable Takato, and I'm in from Ratanda in Hittelberg. I rise on Rule 77.7. In addition of
Commission number 2. Married fathers in terms of Section 20 of the Child's Act and who are biological fathers automatically have full parental rights and responsibilities over their child if they are married to the child mother. Unmarried fathers get fully parental rights and responsibilities in terms of Section 21 if they were either living in a permanent life partnership with their child's mother at the time of the child's birth, or if they consented and successfully applied for such rights, as well as contributed to the child's upbringing and maintenance of a reasonable period. I thank you.
Next honorable member for open time.
Greetings, House at large. I, Honorable Kanyani, rise on Rule 77.7. In addition, fathers plays a vital role in shaping the life of their sons. A father's presence or guidance can lead to a significant social or psychological development. By involving fathers, fathers can be involved. Fathers can help boys develop emotional intelligence, social skills, and strong sense of identity. Fathers serve as role models, teaching boys valuable lessons such as responsibility, hard work, and leadership. As a role model, a father can shape his son's valuables, attitude, and behaviors by demonstrating empathy, kindness, and compassion. Fathers can teach boys the importance of treating others with respect and love.
Honorable member, your time is over.
Thank you.
Honorable members in the House, I would like to emphasize on this issue once more. Can we please limit movement around in the House? Thank you. And next honorable member for open time may speak.
Open time at Order House member at Order Rule 77.7. I, Petrus Grobler, want to talk about what a son really needs a father in his life. As in my perspective, a father needs a son in his life so that they can teach him how to do his stuff, how to do chores, and learn to manage life from a very young age and start to do work as a real man and behave like a man and don't behave like mongrels in the streets, and so that they can teach the sons how to not to smoke and not to do the wrong stuff, so that they can do the right stuff, that they can't make proper decisions in life, so that they can know how to do work and not to struggle, and know how to handle women and children and other people in their community. So that's my point of perspective. Thank you.
What is your point of order, honorable member? Honorable members, order. Order in the House.
Greetings to the House at large. The rule is 89.1. My guy.
Honorable members, let's respect each other's positions.
Honorable member, can you please take your phone in your pockets? Because we are
Honorable
busy
members,
here
order.
and you are just playing your game. So can you please stop it? Stop
Honorable
that.
member, your concerns have been heard. And the fellow honorable member, please stop playing with your phone during the session. Honorable members, order. Order in the House. This is my house. You can't tell me what to do at what time. Honorable members, order. Order. Honorable member, You have not been acknowledged. Can I ask the reason why you are standing? Thank you, Honorable Member. While I'm speaking, every one of you must listen. Is that clear? And thank you. And what is your point of order, Honorable Member?
I'm tired of greeting this house.
Honorable
Honorable
Member,
Lesedi.
Honorable Member,
I'm
please
raising on a
state
point-
your rule and the name.
I'm rising on a point of order of 88.1. Honorable Lesedi, you can call this honorable member my guy. This is not a kasi, my bro.
Member.
He's honorable member. We respect you. We call you honorable member. Call him honorable member. This is not
Honorable
your
member.
kasi here. We call people Yawena.
Honorable
man,
Member,
thank you.
order. Order in the House. Honorable members. Honorable members, order. Can we please maintain order in the House? Honorable Member, you were not acknowledged. May you please take your seat? And on the point of order, Honorable Member raised, the mistake was heard and it was rectified by the Honorable Member over there. And may we please proceed with the session? Honorable members, can we please respect each other? Honorable members, let's maintain order in the House. Honorable members, order. Order in the House. Can we please proceed with the session? Honorable members, I will not tolerate this kind of behavior in my house. Please, honorable members, can we please maintain order? So, Honorable Chair Elmanne, I would like to call Honorable Chair Elmanne to please reply to the debates and move for the adoption of the Commission's report. Oh, apologies. I forgot the fourth Honorable Member for open time. Honorable Member, apologies to that. You may proceed with your open time. The fourth Honorable Member for open time is over there. Apologies. Order, honorable members, order. Can we please respect the decisions that are made in the House? Let's maintain order.
I'm standing on the order of 2, Rule 77.7. I would like to speak about how children without fathers are affected. Because as a child that didn't have a father growing up, I had a lot of difficulties opening up to other people, as well as trying to respect my community, because I always felt angry and felt pushed out because I didn't have a father figure as the other people. But as a result of that, I did learn to respect other people as well as I respect myself as a being. But children without fathers do go to the resort of crime as well as drugs to get an escape plan out of life because they feel pushed out and pushed away. I would like to also add on that children without father figures must also acknowledge that fathers also have a reason why they go away. But in a better South Africa, fathers must man up and stand with their children to learn them valuable life lessons and help them, guide them through life. Because you are standing one day at the job, but you don't know how to do it or know where to go. So that's why some children rely on their fathers as guidance in such subjects. Thank you.
Honorable members, please let's respect each other. Your concerns and your point of orders have been heard. So, reason being of ignorance of order, some honorable members take the rule as a joke to reminisce their personal problems with other individuals. So, with that said, let's respect each other and let's respect each other's time. and the time we are given to speak. So I will only allow one point of order to be heard. Honorable member, you may rise on your point of order. Order in the House. Honorable member.
I stand on Rule 88.1. First, Speaker, we can't be doing that, my brother. We can't.
Honorable
I
member,
apologize,
who are you
Honorable-
calling my brother, honorable member?
I apologize, but we can't be doing that. You cannot neglect the others.
Honorable
because
member,
on
I
the
asked
paper-
you a question. Who are you calling my brother?
I apologize for calling you my brother.
Thank you, honorable member.
On the paper, it says interruptions. The meaning of interruptions is that you can stop a person while they are talking. And, yeah, let me cook. I'm not done. And Honorable Lesedi is out of order.
Honorable
Bench.
member, you can't make decisions
No,
in this house.
I am telling you. what I
Honorable
think should
member,
be.
you can't tell me what to do in my own house, honorable member.
I acknowledge that you are in charge, and I respect that.
Yes, honorable
Akelu
member.
lwena, ne? But all I'm saying is that he keeps repeating one thing and one thing. And as my chairperson said, some of us use our phone. No, he said some of us use our phones for speech. What if he was preparing for open time? What if he was reading his notes? So he can't be a gatelletsa taba ya gore, "Hey, the phone. Because give him 3 minutes, he will stand up again and talking about the phone. So personally, what I think should be done, atweka mnyako.
Honorable members, let's maintain order. Honorable members, your concern is heard and will be taken into account. May we please proceed with our session. I now call on Honorable Chair El Manne to please reply to the debates and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
Speakers in this prestigious house in its full capacity. With all due of respect, I won't adopt this report until my speakers are done talking. We have people that have their own opinions.
Honorable
Can you please
members-
allow them? Can you please allow them? Can you please allow
Honorable
them?
members, can you please proceed with the adoptions of the Commission's
My speakers
report?
still have their own opinions.
Honorable
They
members,
want to add on the topic.
Honorable member, I won't tolerate this kind of behavior from you. Honorable Chair, can you please proceed with the Commission's report?
Okay. Now imagine a young man standing at the edge of ocean as you look into the endless possibilities before him. He looked back to see the figure standing in the shadow watching him with pride and guidance, and that figure is his father. With all that have been said, I hope the government heard and not ignore that my speakers have given them the facts on how to support father and son relationship positively soon. And they're going to implement their strategies. Let us recognize the power of fathers and celebrate the men who are shaping the next generation of leaders. And to the boys who don't have fathers, I say to you, your worth is not defined by who's absent in your life, but is defined by the strength that you put in their absence. I would love to move to the adoption. I, Honorable Manne, a chairperson of Commission 2, that states the impact of fathers in the boy-child development. Hereby, on the 16th of May, 2025, move for a commission report in terms of Rule 168, rewarded with the Rule 117, taking account of all contribution made today. I thank you. Can you shut up?
Honorable members, order. I now call for the Honorable Deputy Speaker. Oh, honorable members, I now call for a seconder.
I, Honorable Michael from Commission 2, second what my chairman has said.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes. Yes. All those not in favor say no. The yeas have it. The report has been adopted. Kindly hand the resolutions of the Commission on Debate on Impact of Fathers in the Life of Boychild Development. I now call on Honorable Deputy Speaker. Our apologies to that. I now call on Honorable Deputy Minister to please reside.
Good morning, honorable members. My name is Honorable Joseph Ntimbu from General Smarts, and I'll. Honorable members, may we please proceed? I will not note all of you. Third order.
Third order of the importance of culture and tradition initiation in the life of a boy child.
The chairperson of the commission to present the commission's report.
Greetings, honorable members. This is Honorable Nkosinathi Ditipe, proud learner from Tutulakwe Secondary School, representing Western, the chairperson on the importance of culture and tradition initiation in the life of a boy child. Culture can be defined as the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of racial, religious, and social groups. It embodies the way people live, what they value, and how they understand themselves. Tradition, on the other hand, refers to beliefs or customs that have been handed down through generations within society or group. It is the living memory of people sustained through practices, rituals, and teachings. For a boy child, culture acts as a mirror to himself. It reflects who he is and who he is meant to become. It teaches him Ubuntu, I am because we are. Tradition connects him to his roots, affirming that he is part of something greater than himself.
Honorable member, apologies for the interruptions. May the Honorable Deputy Minister please come to address the House. Honorable member, apologies. You may take your seat.
Good afternoon, Molweni. Goedemiddag. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, but you'll always be our honorable boys. I'm very impressed with the high standards of debate and decorum, and also we have a speaker that is in charge. A round of applause for the speaker. I want to give a background to why we are here. At the last Men's Parliament, under the leadership of the Deputy President, soon after I was appointed as the patron of the Men's Parliament, I slipped in two boys to address the Men's Parliament. The Deputy President was very impressed with the contribution of these boys, like I am impressed with all your contributions while I was here today. And between myself and the Deputy President, we felt that the voices of boys must be heard in Parliament. So I'd like to thank the Speaker of the Gauteng Legislature for this bold initiative to bring all of you together in the run-up to the National Parliament. And I hope that you will be represented when we have this event in July this year. I also hope that this will be an encouragement to all the other 8 provinces to also have sector parliaments. Gauteng always takes the lead and others follow because we have a great premier in Gauteng. I've listened to the feedback of the commissions, and I heard the high standards you set for fathers. I'm not sure whether that was the right thing to do. Yourself the high standards when one day you also become fathers. So, Speaker, maybe you should have cautioned the honourable members not to go become a father. All of us want a mentor, someone that we can look up to as a father. One of those people wanted he gave children. And then later he gave leadership in Groutville near Stanger. And later on he gave leadership to KZN, his own province. And then later on he gave leadership to Africa. He gave leadership to our resistance fighters in South Africa. And he made such an impact that he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He gave leadership. He was so influential The apartheid government killed him and put him on the railway line and made a train drive over. And those of you who watch the newspaper, they've reopened the inquest into how he was killed. The original inquest said that and we wait for the findings. That person was Chief Albert Lutuli. That is an example of a father. The children had to sit around with him. And he told the boys, and I don't have time to speak about all the lessons from him. The first thing he told them, you are now going to an institution of your sisters are at the same school. You must protect them. You must look after them. So those are the values that Chief Albert Lutuli, his boys. And then he went further to say that boys, you've got to look after every girl at your school. If those values of Chief Albert Lutuli, Honorable Speaker, of the ethos, Honorable Speaker, there won't be gender-based violence in South Africa. That men it cannot be that boys like yourself we heard one of the honorable members mention that has declared gender-based violence as a pandemic. It is this House's responsibility to change things around. So I hope that you will start reading up on the lessons that Chief Albert Lutuli taught his boys, and that you will learn from it. We implement it, we will have a better South Africa. Last year, we had the class of 2024, and Parliament, Honourable Speaker, gave that class a round of applause. That matriculated were in receipt of. The reason is, Honourable Speaker, you may be shocked. You can't have a nation where 27% of fathers who are going to become honourable members of Parliament are stunted. Yes, I told Parliament when I addressed them when I was a member of Parliament, 27 The Honourable Speaker have to say, Honourable Malema, please sit down. But he's not stunted. So that's why government is very concerned about the nutritional needs of boys. When a boy is born, we provide, if it's needed, a child support grant until the boy is 18 years old. And the government, Department of Social Development has that it is presenting to Cabinet that even when the boys are in the mother's wombs, we need to look after them. We want to produce a nation of boys and is stunted. You cannot have an army where 27% of the soldiers are stunted. Instead of shooting straight, they will shoot that way and we won't kill the enemy. So we need to make sure that boys are fed good nutrition. You know that once you reach the age, the child support grant ends for boys. But government has made sure child support grant, you automatically get the NSFAS bursary. You don't even have to apply. Once a university accepts you, something pops up and automatically your fees are paid for the year. So they pay your tuition, your hostel, a living allowance. You even get a dignity allowance. Honourable Speaker, I don't know why they give boys a dignity allowance. Maybe in the corridor, boys are getting a dignity allowance. I can understand why boys also get a dignity allowance. Get into university and get into college, they are going to become fathers. And they don't have any jobs. So that's why the Department of Social Development are looking on a sustainable livelihood for young men, because you're no longer boys now, to move from being a boy to a teenager to a father. And I was in Limpopo, Honourable Speaker, and I saw so many orange trees. I've never seen so many orange trees in my life. And many of those trees, there were thousands of oranges hanging from one tree. So I was thinking, why can't every child get a tree and benefit from that tree? Because that orange tree, when it's harvest time, there's a lot of oranges that can be sold, that can be marketed. You can make orange juice and sell it. So why shouldn't every boy in Limpopo have his own orange tree? In 1957, I think, I was a primary school learner, and all of us had to plant a tree that belonged to us. I still drive past that school, and I can tell you exactly where my tree is. But unfortunately, that tree doesn't produce oranges. It must be a tree that you can benefit from. When you reach 18, why shouldn't every boy get a piece of land? Why can't we expropriate land with no compensation and for the public good, give it to every boy as he moves on to fatherhood? But that is controversial because our president has to explain expropriation of land to Donald Trump next week. But that's another story. The SANAC men's sector represents organizations and other bodies that work with men and boys or run programs focusing on men and boys around health, human rights, and gender. The sector supports initiatives that address the role of boys and men in combating the spread of HIV and AIDS, gender-based violence, and other social ills in our communities for an HIV and gender-based violence-free country. The truth is, it can be quite tough to be a young man in today's society. Speaker, you have made it tougher now with some of the recommendations from the commissions. From what you've told us, it's going to be tough to be a boy and later on to be a father. You've set very high standards, but I compliment you. Lots of boys are falling behind at school and are seriously worried about their futures. Just imagine you have an orange tree with a lot of oranges, and you know that at least when the oranges are ready to be picked, you can make some money and fund some of the things that you want to do. The proliferation of the so-called manosphere content on social media is leading a lot of boys astray, and all of this is contributing to a crisis in masculinity. All the boys here want six-packs. So anyone here wants to show us their six-pack? You can stand up with the mission of the Honourable Speaker. But I see the Honourable Speaker is quiet. No six-packs. We have a lot of work to do, and as we celebrate this day, we need to take seriously who and what is influencing our boys. We must press the reset button on how we raise and socialize the boy child, starting in our families. Yesterday, we were celebrating the International Day for Families in Cape Town. Various appropriate male role models can struggle as teenagers or and at a higher risk of low self-esteem. Boys drop out of school, engaging in antisocial behavior, substance abuse, and crime. It is my responsibility to prepare a 5-year drug master plan. I was hoping that there will be a commission that will send recommendations on what I must include in the 5-year drug master plan that will ensure that boys do not get trapped with indulging in substance abuse. That is why we as a department, we place great importance on supporting and strengthening families through positive parenting programs and their social assistance program. Yesterday I was very unpopular. I told the millions of people who get social welfare grants that I'm going to suggest that you don't get your grant unless you went on a 6-month parenting course on how to be a good parent to your children. It's very important that parents attend a 6-month parenting course so that they can play their role in guiding you as you grow up as boys. I myself attended a 6-month parenting program as soon as I realized that I'm not coping with my son Jihad. When we took him to school and I got out of the car, he used to lock all the doors and all the windows and stayed in the car, and we couldn't get him out of the car to go to school. After that parenting program, today he builds 16-story buildings on the seashore, which is a very specialized job. The other son, he's got his PhD in NHI and is rolling out private health clinics. So that parental program has helped me a lot, because boys know how to throw tantrums when they're young, when they're 4 or 5 or 6 years old. To run when they throw a tantrum and they cry. I learned to ignore those attacks. Laat they chunk, like they say in African society, including the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide and social ills. We must protect the girl child. We must not leave the boy child behind. Educating boys today about gender equality prevents gender-based violence tomorrow. Boys are as equal as girls. Girls and boys are equal. Girls don't rule. Boys and girls both rule. Today, our country's problems call out to all who love this nation to nurture our country's troubled soul and to renew our sense of national moral purpose. To succeed, we must focus on the values that unite us as a nation. The responsibility to build a South Africa envisioned in the National Development Plan rests on everyone's shoulders, and it starts with us raising a nation of good boys into good men in our families, neighborhoods, communities, and society. The Department of Social Development, we have 8 programs, which I hope that you will consider introducing in the Gauteng province. Chomi, like my best friend. We have a program. Another program is, I don't know who of you know James, but my phone number, the last 3 numbers is 007, so I'm James Bond. We also have a program called You Only Live Once. So please show of the Department of Social Development so that it has a to you growing up as boys. On behalf of the Minister and Department of Social Development, I want to thank the Gauteng Provincial Legislature for celebrating this day, raising awareness on the importance of not leaving the behind. I hope that it will bring us at least one step closer in our efforts to engage men and boys and put an end to a problem that affects all of us. See you in Parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister of Social Development. Thank you, Deputy Minister of Social Development. I now call on Honorable Nkosinathi Tipi, the chairperson of the commission, to present their commission's report. Honorable member, I can't hear anything you say.
I haven't done my introduction.
Ankira, I said I call on Honorable Nkosinathi, the chairperson of the commission, to present the commission's report. I stated, Ankira.
Greetings once again, honorable members, distinguished guests, dignitaries, all protocols observed. This is Honorable Nkosinathi, a learner from Tutulahakwe Secondary School representing West Rand, the chairperson on the importance of culture and tradition initiation in the life of a boy child. Culture can be defined as the customary beliefs, social form, or material traits of a racial, religious, and social group. It embodies the way people live, how they value themselves, and how they understand the world. Tradition, on the other hand, refers to beliefs or customs that have been handed down through generations within a group or society. It is the living memory of people sustained through practices, rituals, and teachings. For a boy child, culture acts as a mirror. It reflects who he is and who he is meant to become. It teaches him Ubuntu, I am because we are. Tradition connects him to his roots, affirming that he is part of something greater than himself. One of the most significant cultural traditions in many African societies is the rite of passage, a ceremony that marks the transformation from the boyhood to a manhood. Whether it is Ulwaluka among the Xhosa, Ngoma among the Zulu, or not just rituals, they are moments of profound transformation. During initiation, a boy is not only introduced to the responsibilities of manhood, but courage. He learns that true manhood is not measured by physical strength but by character, integrity, and a sense of duty toward others. These rights instill values that guide him throughout his life. They prepare him to be a protector, a provider, and a leader in his community. Without such grounding in culture and tradition, a sense of identity or direction. In essence, culture and tradition give the boy child a foundation. They not just shape what he becomes, but who he becomes. The Commission will clarify more about the importance of culture and tradition. Secondly, the importance that make initiation not desirable for the boy child. Then lastly, the resolutions. Thank
you. Honorable Zakari Nido.
Greetings, honorable members. I'll be presenting about the importance of culture and tradition. Today, I rise not just as a participant, but as a young South African man raised between cultures, languages, expectations, and contradictions. A boy born to a legacy that has often been erased, laughed at, or misunderstood, and yet, through it all, tradition has remained the one. We as a commission strongly believe that tradition is not only relevant in modern society, it is essential, especially for the boy child navigating manhood in today's fragmented world. Legal and cultural landscape, Pele versus MEC for Education, KZN. In this case, a girl named Sanali was told that her tradition wise. They ruled that our cultural expressions are not threats, they're rights. That ruling was a victory not where our traditions are treated like stains on a white uniform. The same principle applies to express parts of their identity to be professional, normal, or acceptable. But the truth is, without tradition, the boy child drift without a map for manhood. their skin is politicized, their accent mocked, and their history distorted. Tradition becomes their quiet revolution. In their communities, tradition is passed down not just through rituals, but in stories told by their grandparents, in the way they in the way they bury their dead, and in the way they mourn and celebrate. Let's not forget, Section 211 of the South African Constitution explicitly states that courts must respect traditional leadership and customary law when applicable. That's not a footnote. It's a state recognizing that tradition shapes justice, identity, and belonging. Tradition gives the male child rites of passage from cultural rituals of belonging. Tradition gives the male child rites of passage from the cultural rituals of Xhosa initiation to the unspoken masculine codes in colored communities that train boys to become men. A moral compass, a way to process strength, not as domination, but as discipline, a sense of pride rooted not in toxic masculinity, but in the purpose and legacy. Look at modern examples. Youngster CPT rapping Cubstud with his slang, swagger, and lyrical storytelling, using tradition to refine modern masculinity. Lionel Smith, fusing traditional African identity with modern sculptural form. His art is stoic, masculine, yet emotional. Thank you.
Honorable members, anyone who found a polo key, apologies, we may proceed. Honorable Godly Mondeke.
You spelled it wrong, but okay. Salutations to all of the honorable members at the House at large. I am Honorable Mundeke from Teresa Park Secondary School, which is in Pretoria North in the Tshwane region. And I am going to be talking about the importance of initiation within a boy child's life. So we as the Commission believe that initiation plays a pivotal role in terms of shaping identity, values, and social integration of a boy child. This process, whether it's traditional, religious, or modern, marks the transition from childhood to manhood. But what we also need to understand is that with South Africa's diverse traditions and cultures comes along with its unique form of initiation. So what are the different forms that we have? Firstly, it's traditional and religious initiation, which is deeply rooted among the indigenous customs and vary in terms of religion. For example, the Ulaluko, which is for the Khosas, and Bar Mitzvah, one that we all forget about, which is for the Jewish. Second, which is and commitment.
Honorable member, come on. Honorable member Mondeke, you may proceed.
I can speak, right? I can speak. So
you may proceed.
Secondly, we have religious initiation, which marks spiritual transformation and commitment, like baptism, which is for the Christians, like I myself, since I am a Christian. Then thirdly, we have educational and civic initiation. Now, examples of these are the graduation milestones. Every time a person graduates from primary to secondary school. Then we have Boy Scout initiation, which involves young boys who are being scouted and emphasizes skills, ethics, and citizenship. Therefore, initiation enhances various aspects within the boy child's life, which is firstly, cultural identity and continuity. Secondly, moral and ethical foundation. Thirdly, psychological and emotional maturity. Fourthly, social responsibility and leadership. Fifth, rights of transition and belonging. Six, protection against negative influences. So ultimately, initiation fosters holistic development of a boy child and reinforces its role within both its community and society at large. So let us stand
Honourable
Africa
member.
a better place. Thank you.
Your time is up. Honourable, you may speak.
Salutations to the House at large again. I am Honorable Kifulile Dwaba. I rise on Rule 88.1. Honorable Speaker, I am so hurt where I am now because our rule here says we can interrupt a member who is speaking. We can interrupt a member while that member is speaking, presenting a speech. When I'm raising a point of order, when I'm raising a matter of privilege, or call attention to the presence of an unauthorized person. But it feels like our point of orders are not being recognized just because they are scared of the truth or they are scared we're gonna say something that's gonna hurt them. Number two, a member was sleeping, I did a point of order. I interrupted, that's from the rules. It is one of the rules. I interrupted a member while speaking because an honorable member was sleeping who is on a speaking list. Who is in a speaking list, he even went outside because he saw I'm gonna do a point of order. Why am I treated like I'm someone who's not equal to everyone? You have to treat me equal. When others are doing point of orders, you allow them to do them. I was raising my hand since point of order, but I was not recognized because of what? I'm the chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I have noted your complaint. We may proceed. Honourable Nkabogile Sihokolo.
Greetings to all honorable members. Honorable Speaker, please know how to pronounce my name. Thank you. Greetings to all honorable members of the House in its full capacity. I am Onkarabile Sokolo, a proud learner from the distinguished school Legile Math Science and ICT School of Specialization, where excellence is not just a goal, but a way of life. Standing today as a proud representative of Commission 3, here to speak on a topic that carries weight, pride, and history. The importance of culture and tradition, in brackets, in the life of the boy child. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, culture is not just something we practice, it is something we embody. It lives in our language, our rituals, and our morals. It shapes how we see the world, how we will raise our children, and how we define ourselves as African people. But while we are on that note, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, the Commission felt it was crucial to also include the negatives associated with African cultural beliefs. Noting the quote that says, "When the roots of a tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches," by a Nigerian proverb. The reality is this: some initiation schools are no longer places of growth. They are no longer places of growth, they are sites of trauma. Every year, we hear stories of boys dying, getting severely injured, or coming back emotionally scarred. But initiation is not the only issue. Culture and tradition often dictate how a boy should think, feel, and behave. When boys are sexually assaulted in initiation schools, they are told not to speak up, and when they do, they are ridiculed or labeled as weak. Why? Because of some initiation schools are created by unqualified people solely for financial purposes. What I mean by this is that initiates are charged exorbitant prices in the name of culture. Unqualified people performing circumcision, lack of hygiene or safety, and medical support because there are no proper facilities and proper equipment. Section 28 of the South African Constitution gives every child the right to be protected from abuse, neglect, and harmful practices. Yet when culture is involved, we hesitate to act, we treat tradition as untouchable. We're in the 21st century. Boys need to know how to navigate technology, global economies, mental health, and gender equality. Culture must adapt to help face us the world we're living in, not the one our ancestors lived in. In conclusion, We are not calling for culture to be erased. We are not saying tradition has no value. We are saying let's reform it, protect us as children, make room for consent, for safety, and for modern life. Where tradition becomes toxic, we must have the courage to discuss change. As Desmond Tutu once said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Today, let us choose the side of the boy child, not the tradition that harms him. Let us write laws that prioritize the boy child's voice and communities to embrace safe and modern expressions of manhood. I thank you.
Honorable Junior Shabani.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairpersons, Honorable Members, Judges, and esteemed guests. I am Honorable Junior Shabani, a proud learner from Tutolore Comprehensive School representing Sidibeng region. The Commission has come up with all the resolutions to the problems that were and here solutions. The government and traditional leaders must regulate initiations and ensure that medical professionals are involved, especially during circumcision processes. They must work together to register all the initiation schools, monitor hygiene standards, and enforce safety protocols, ensuring that they comply with the Customary Initiation Act of 2021. Number 2, provide needed for the boy child. The government and traditional leaders must ensure that initiation and counseling before the process to reduce fear and anxiety. They must have trained facilitators or community elders who can provide a positive reinforcement, ensuring that the experience builds confidence instead of trauma. Number 3, reforming cultural expectations. To address the social issues and community dialogues, the government and traditional leaders and communities should be encouraged to adopt to more inclusive and progressive understanding of manhood, where emotional expression, respect for others, and personal growth is valued. They should work together, guided by traditional leaders and community elders, as they are powerful agents of change, by redefining masculine ideals in ways that empower rather than harm. They would promote positive masculine and manhood. Fourthly, protecting educational opportunities. To protect the boy child education, the government, traditional leaders, and communities should reinforce to the initiates that education is a core part of responsible manhood. Thank you.
I now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak to the debate. Also note that those who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also do not forget to mention your name and the rule. I thank you. One with the red blazer and the green blazer, the blue jersey, and the fourth one. And I would like to add one more at the back there with the glasses.
Greetings to all house at large. I'm Honorable Sizo Mazibuko. I'm from Sidibeng West, Sidibeng West region. Okay. I do agree that initiation is important in the life of a boy child. But again, we should not forget that we have issues in communities, mostly in townships, whereby boys who have attended initiation schools bring corruption in schools, bullying other children. So here how we can prevent those things. To prevent bullying by boys who have attended initiation schools as follows. Support and counseling. Encourage boys
to seek help from trusted adults, counselors, support groups to address any trauma or negative experiences. Again, positive leadership. Promote positive behavior. Again, to encourage empathy, kindness, education and awareness. Teach boys about the importance of treating others with kindness, respect, and the negative impact of bullying. Okay, here how to prevent corruption in schools. Leadership and campaigns. Okay. Teach students, teachers, staff members about the risk and consequences of initiation-related behaviors inside school premises. Okay, thank you. And in conclusion, I will say that boys who have initiated culturally, traditionally, you will never see them be misbehaving or bring corruption in communities. But in local communities, you will see corruption, boys sitting at the tuck shops, bullying others. But I believe that the government should interact and close all the initiations which are in townships. I thank you.
Honorable member, your hand is up. Honorable member with the green blazer, you may proceed.
Thank you. Greetings, Honorable Speaker, greetings, Member of the House, and greetings to the distinguished guests of the House at large. I am Honorable Shiloh Middleton, a proud learner of Teresa Park Secondary School, which is in Pretoria North from the region of Tshwane. I just wanted to speak about the disabled individuals concerning cultural and religious practices. Cultural and traditional practices such as initiation may be challenging for disabled individuals. Certain perceptions and views are placed towards these certain individuals, which affects their sense of identity and belonging and excludes them from certain rites of passages. Traditional beliefs often associate disability with negative connotations, such as punishment for ancestral wrongs. These perceptions lead to stigmatization. Disabled individuals are viewed as less capable. The beliefs that devalue the potential of disabled individuals must be abolished. The families of these individuals should receive the support, the encouragement, and the resources that they need in order for them to thrive and assume their roles and adult responsibilities within that certain culture and religion. Today, we not only stand to raise our voices, but we stand to ask the government to help foster societies that will value the diversity and the inclusivity of disabled individuals with their culture and religion, in order for them to reach their full potential and contribute meaningfully to their cultural and religious communities and backgrounds. I thank you.
Next, Honorable Speaker.
Salutations once again to the House at large. My name is Honorable Member Divine Nkuna, and I'm rising on Rule 88.2, Matter of Privilege. Okay, can I just say this the nicest way I can? Because we're honorable members, we have to be respectable, okay? I feel like you guys don't respect us. As like speakers, you don't respect us at all. Because you refuse to acknowledge us, especially if it's a point of order. You tell us that it's going to cause disruption. You tell us that you're not going to like note us. And I'm sorry if this sounds like disrespectful. I'm trying to be polite. But I feel like you don't respect us, not even a single bit. Because each and every one of us here, I believe You don't need to be like a mad scientist or even like a genius to know that everyone in this like room has the right to speak their mind. And I feel like you're trying to take away that right. And if you try to disagree, then I'm sorry, but I feel like you're part of the problem. We're trying to solve the problems of South Africa, but I feel like you're the one who's bringing them back. Because as a leader, you're supposed to fight for change, and I believe that you're fighting for the wrong things.
Greetings, honorable members. Standing before you is Honorable Manyala from Alexandra High School, from the region of COJ. And firstly, I'd start by saying, Wartrael. And then I'd like to stand on the rules 77.7. I think what our fellow speakers are speaking, the facts that they got from their research, from their heart. I believe we should all say what we think. Well, I think culture is very important because it is not only our roots, but it is something that leads us to our future. And I'd like to say I'm very disappointed to come here and to be treated this way by. He is very disrespectful, and I did not like that. And culture is very important. I suggest that if we all want to follow culture, we can, but if you do not want to follow it, you are not forced. Thank you.
Honorable members, honorable members, wait. Honorable members, I understand that you all want to say something, right? Mara, we were given 4 participants, nothing much, nothing less. Honorable member, you may speak.
Sanbonan. Speaker, mase ngizokhuluma isiZulu. Mina speaker ngikhathele. Uwe. Uyazi ukuthi fanele ngikhulume. Ukhetha ama favorite wakho. Bathi ke bakuphoce. Mina ngithi bakulayile. Thank you.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. So we are proceeding. Honorable Member Nkosna TDTP, please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report. Honorable Member, we were given 4 participants and I allowed more than 4. Honorable Member, is it a point of order? Is it a point of order? You may proceed. Honorable Nkosnaji. Wait.
Greetings again to the House at large. Chairman, from the guy in a maroon blazer over there, he said boys from initiation are most likely to cause disruption. But then he says again, they are not most likely to cause disruption. Which one do we believe? Because he's basically contradicting himself. Because he said, no, let me raise my point. He said boys who go through initiation are most likely to cause a disruption in schools, right? Sharp, we're taking that point. Then he says they are not most likely to cause disruption again. And he concluded saying that, so they are basically making us Mr. Bean and Teen Titans go here. Because who are we going to believe? Come on, Chairman.
Honorable Member, thank you. Honorable members, we are proceeding with the report. Honorable Member Nkosinathi Ditipi, please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
Thank you, Speaker. In the words of Nelson Mandela, a nation should not be judged by how it treated its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. I say, a nation should also be judged by how it raises its sons. Let us give the boy child roots through tradition and wings through wisdom. Let us lead him back strong, grounded, and proud. We, as a commission, we believe that the significance of culture and tradition cannot be overstated. It is time we bring back the teachings of elders. It is time we restore dignity in traditions and culture. The government must invest in communities based on mentorship, support safe and meaningful initiation schools, and include cultural education in our curricula. Let every uncle, teacher, elder, and father rise to become a guide. Let us remind the boy child that he is not forgotten. I, Honorable Nkosinathi Ditipe, the chair of culture and tradition, initiation in the life of a boy child, hereby move a commission report in terms of Rule 168, read with 117, taking into account all contributions made. I thank you.
I now call for a seconder.
Greetings, Honorable Member. I, Honorable Bonolo Maduma, rise to second the report reported by Commission 3 based on the importance of culture and tradition in the life of a child. Thank you.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes. All those not in favor say no. The yeas have it. The report. Kindly hand the resolutions of the Commission on the importance in a life of a boy child. Honorable Lesedi, I have noted you. I have acknowledged you. You may stand up.
Sawubona futhi speaker. Kunjani? Nami ngiyaphila. Mina ngicela ukubuza, uthe abantu abayi4. Bathi wena ukhomba abantu abangakhe abayi5. So ngicela ukuthi ufunde kahle ephepheni ukuthi kubhalwe 4 not 5. So if awazi ukuthi ini ngizokufundela. Thank you.
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable Lesedi, clearly you didn't hear me, ne? Because I said I would like to add one more, and I didn't add him or her. So, know your lane. Honorable members, point of order. You may proceed.
Salutation to the House again. Honorable Speaker, I love you and I love you so much. Look, Honorable Speaker, I'm gonna remind you about your rules. You can't have people like this, Honorable Lesedi, control you. You have a right to
Honorable member. Honorable member.
I'm giving you advices. He's a rat. He's abusing you. I'm trying to give you a way to throw him out.
Honorable member.
Can't listen to Honorable Lesedi the whole day. We are tired of you, my brother. We are tired of you. We are tired of you.
Honorable member, order. Honorable member, you are right, and I have acknowledged my mistake of not being harsh onto some of you. Now I'm gonna adopt the harshness. Ne? Okay. Will the secretary read the fourth order?
Greetings to the House at large. I, Honorable Kumanis Malawala of the City Beng region, firmly introduce the fourth order of commission, the debate on the South Africa we want.
Honorable Kifuel Dwaba, the chairperson of the commission, please present your commission's report.
Esteemed ministers, Executive Council, Chairperson of Commissions, Legislature, Honorable Morokani Musupwe, officials of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, Honorable Speaker and your deputy, the presiding officers with the Sergeant of Arms, Honorable Chairpersons of different commissions, eminent guests, salutations to you all. It is with the Ekurhuleni Math Science and ICT School of Specialization with focus on research and innovation at Hammanskraal and the Tshwane region. I am Honorable Kifwele Dwaba, the chairperson of Commission number 4 under the motion, the South Africa we want. Our commission focuses on analyzing the pistol tool in political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. The South Africa we want is one that creates job opportunities to reduce unemployment, improve skills and knowledge of a boy child. Honorable Speaker, the Commission knows that South Africa is part of the global South and thus further acknowledges that the country has immense potential that needs to be tapped into. The role of the boy child sector is considered to be at the heart of what the government needs to invest in. The Commission at large noted that the psychological well-being of the boy child must be nurtured throughout the growing and maturity process. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. Depression was discussed as a concept. Observed that depression comes in different forms and boys are victims to such. Feeling of sadness and hopelessness, including lack of interest in social activities, has led to instances of suicidal thoughts and actual suicides. As Vijay said, the greatest wealth is health. The best is yet to come, and believe you can, and you are halfway there. With all that being said, I thank you.
Honorable Rekhotsofetse Mabaso.
Greetings, honorable members of the parliament. My name is Rekhotsofetse Mabaso from Kanyaseri Sports School of Specialization. Today I stand before you to discuss the 3 factors that affect the boy child in our country, starting with the environmental factor. The environment plays a crucial role in raising a boy child, physical and mental. Being exposed to pollution, poor sanitation, and places like crime like Soweto, Katlehong are not a safe place to raise a boy child, considering they are full of crime. Economy in our country is not doing well. We face things like poverty, inequality, limited resources, and limited access to resources or to education, and high risk unemployment rate. And that can affect the boy child, leading him to. The last factor is the political factor. The boy child are vulnerable to various political factors that impact their lives. One significant challenge is the legacy of apartheid, which perpetuated systemic inequalities. And we face things like discriminatory laws, corruption, and social unrest. And that enrolling in politics, but encourage them in doing bad because they see other politicians. Anyone gangsterism. Some boys tend to do crime due to peer pressure and facing poverty. And on to corruption. Corruption is a thing we face in every country, including our own country. People tend to fall into corruption due to lack of consequences, and accountability can assist us in ending it. And one that has no corruption is safe and has no illegal immigrants. I thank you.
Actually, Honorable Speaker, it's
My
Mochiji
apologies.
Makam.
Oh, my apologies.
Greetings, Honorable guests and our digested Deep Secondary School in the city of Johannesburg. Building on the challenge.
Honorable members, I am speaking for every voice that's in here and out there. How are we supposed to achieve an equal democracy of Tutelefa Secondary School and the
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Mochidi, a proud learner from the mighty Deepdale Secondary School from the city of Johannesburg region, and technological factors that affect the South Africa that we want, which also perpetuates gender-based violence and femicide. Moving on, we also leave a void, making it difficult for us to have a sense of identity and direction. Secondly, we focused on skilling learners on how to use technology. Lastly, we have the legal challenge. Cases of child abuse are reported annually, with boy children being victims. An issue of that, despite Section 29 of the Constitution guaranteeing the right to a basic education.
On Rule 88.1 is that on Rule 88.1 is that why you attacking him? He just mispronounced your name. Mispronounced your name.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable.
And I am an honored learner.
Honorable.
And I am an honored learner from Mohlodi Maths, Science and ICT Chairperson, and Honorable Maths, Science and ICT Chairperson, and Honorable Members. Honorable Members, allow me to state the solutions that we, as the Commission, have discussed. Guidance and opportunities. And so I say, today, a priority. We must equip them with the tools, knowledge, and skills they need to survive and thrive in a world that is evolving faster than ever. At the heart of this empowerment lies technology. Just like in my school, we have LED boards, laptops, and digital resources that have improved the quality of education across Gauteng. But access to these tools must be extended far and wide, reaching boys in every township, rural area, and informal settlement. Because if we do not bridge the digital divide, we risk leaving an entire generation of boys behind. But, honorable members, access alone is not enough. We need strong governance to sustain this change. The government must ensure that every policy, whether economic, social, political, or technological, is not only well written, but also properly enacted into laws. Laws that will hold institutions accountable for delivering on their promises. Honorable members, commissions, and distinguished guests,
Empowering the boy child is not just about helping individuals. It's about securing the future of our communities, our economy, and our country. By uplifting boys, we nurture future fathers, leaders, workers, citizens who will build a stronger South Africa. I thank you.
Honorable Bryce Moss.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members and all commissions of the Legislature. My name is Bryce Moss and I'm from Mohlakeng and in Randfontein. I'm from a school known as Randfontein High School. Honorable members, as Commission 4, a South Africa that we want to see in the future is a South Africa that has progressed from our ways of old. From a South Africa that currently has its young men being involved in gang violence, for example, in the Cape Flats of Cape Town, South Africa. Coming from an area like Mohlakeng, where a game of dice once gave birth to a fight between a young man and his friend, where the young man did not accept that his man was going to be taken away by his friend, which ultimately led to him fighting his friend and his friend stabbing him, causing him to die. This is what we want to end in areas like Mohlakeng and Tukis. We as Commission 4, we discussed that we need to nurture the boy child in ways that we can come to see our current young men setting an example to our future generation of young men and future generations of young women as well. We want a South Africa where gang violence will be eliminated, where gang violence will be a thing from the past, but yet a lesson from the past as well. We demand the government gives us a South Africa where our mothers and sisters and young children are safe. We demand that the government declares and decrees that men or anyone who is found guilty of rape has to face harsh punishment, such as such as life sentence. We want a South Africa that will set an example to the rest of the world in terms of peace and honor, such as the Gaza and Palestine war. We believe that in advancing the South African boy child in the field of technology, we have a chance to build and craft a South Africa where unemployment will no longer be a factor of crime. But we first need to bring down the barriers that prevent the boy child from advancing in the field of technology. Like, for example, the financial status and living conditions of the South African boy child usually pose as a challenge for a boy child to access resources such as cell phones and internet access, which are one of many resources needed in schools. As my honorable members quoted to Section 29 of the Bill of Rights, that states and guarantees everyone a basic right to education. Relevant educational structures such as robotics must ensure the boy child will be able to create technology and not just knowing how to use it. We believe in the saying that goes, it takes a village to raise one child. And we believe that if it is so, then it takes one child to change a village, and it takes one child to change a community at large. I thank you.
I now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak to the debate. Also note that participants who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also, do not forget to mention your name and the role you're standing on. Thank you. 4 participants. Point of order, you may stand up.
Greetings to your whole house at large, and I am Honorable Member Moshang, and I'm standing here in front of you from...
Honorable Member, okay. You're not audible enough, speak up.
Greetings to your whole house at large. I am Honorable Member Mahlangu, and I am from Tshwane Region, proudly learner from Zitubeni Secondary School, and I am here placing a point of order. I am rising under the Rule 88.1. A honorable member is out of order. Maybe we should have bring a game zone because people they do not understand what they are here for. Thank you.
Honorable members, let me emphasize this. Ne? If you create a ruckus or interruption, you will not be escorted out. We will throw you out. Ne? Sharp. Open time has opened.
Greetings to the House at large. I apologize for using my phone for notes. I rise on Rule 77.7. I am Honorable Emmy Ekurhuleni and I will be speaking on behalf of my school, Hoërskool Stoffberg. The South Africa we want is one where equality isn't just a dream but a lived reality. A country where every person, regardless of race or gender, is treated with dignity, fairness and respect. We should stop assigning blame to those of us who were not even born during the injustices of the past and start standing together to build a better future. Young South Africans, black, white, colored, Indian, we are not our ancestors. We are a new generation with the power to heal, to grow, and to unite. Any hateful slogans have no place in our democracy. Neither does the silence around the young lives lost in the Cape Flats due to unnecessary gang violence, as well as the brutal killings of our farmers. Farm murders are not just a rural issue. They are a national crisis. Justice must be swift, fair, and without bias. Yet despite our challenges, we are still one of the most beautiful and vibrant nations on earth. From the peaks of Drakensberg to the shores of the Cape, our land is rich, and our people even richer in culture, spirit, and resilience. We are the Rainbow Nation, not by accident, but by choice. Our strength lies in our diversity. Our future lies in our unity. So let us be the generation that chooses peace over division, progress over hate, and hope over fear. Let us be proud South Africans, united not by history, but and it starts with us today. I thank you.
Honorable members, you may continue.
Okay. Greeting, House at large. Greeting to you, all protocol observed. And I stand on Rule 77.7. I stand on Rule 77. I am Honorable Sean Soteti from Civic region. Is a South Africa that has a low crime, trust in law enforcement, strong justice, race, language, and culture. No xenophobia or tribalism, especially for youth. Especially for youth, support small businesses, educated South Africa, free equality education for all schools equipped with books, internet.
Aye. Ampel. 1, 2. Honorable members, may I add 2 more? Because let's see.
May I continue? Thank you. Salutation once again. I want to enter in this, the South Africa we want. You know, in South Africa we have corruption. Firstly, justice for Kwekwe. An 8-year-old child who knew nothing was raped. The suspect were caught but never arrested. Number 2, Senzo Mewa. Senzomewa married in 2014. His father went to grave crying. His mother went to grave crying, and justice was never served for him. Again, if you can go to Deep Sleuth, you will see that people in Deep Sleuth and Alexandra are living in the poor sanitation. Yet the MEC Mazibuko said no one deserves to be in a poor condition. Again, I want to enter in the BBC. The BBC News confirmed this. We have foreigners in our country that are selling drugs. It's fine. I know they're going to come for me and they say I must say illegal immigrant. I'm not going to say illegal immigrant. Foreigners are foreigners, and I'm going to emphasize it today. Foreigners are in our country, are raping our kids on justice. I want people to cry and to be heard. Can you please not disturb me? I want justice. I want people to cry, and I want the One Love family. With all that being said, I hope the South Africa we want is going to be confirmed. I thank you.
Honorable members, I have noted you. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Honorable member, you may proceed.
Salutations once again to the House at large. Okay, we're all discussing the South Africa we want, correct? Okay, can I just list off all the things I want for South Africa? One, I want to drive in a road where there's no potholes. I want to live in a township where there's no load shedding because, hey, it's a problem, man. I want to stay in a country where there's unity, where people respect each other. Okay, and getting to the foreigner part, okay, I understand why some of you may feel that, but on my part, I feel as if, having foreigners in our country is a good thing. Hey, can I just finish? Y'all are not even letting me finish. Okay, y'all are complaining about foreigners coming into our country, and then taking all of our job opportunities and all these things, but yet I see none of you stopping all that. Y'all are complaining, saying, foreigners are taking all of our job opportunities, but y'all are not even studying enough for those job opportunities. But yet, foreigners are doing all those things. If I'm being honest, we as South Africans, sometimes we're being unfair to, foreigners or people of other countries. And I won't even, say bad things about them because if I'm being honest, some foreigners are really inspiring because some do good things and some do bad things. But who in this world has not done a single bad thing? Tell me one person except Jesus who hasn't done a bad thing, and then maybe I'll consider all what you're saying. Thank you for your time and attention.
Honorable members, the time has passed, so I think I'm just going to take one more and then we're going to wrap this up. The one there with the glasses. Dreadlocks. Honorable members, let me emphasize something to you, ne. Gare, you don't want to understand anything, ne. Who said highway? Honorable member, I'll throw you out this instant. Honorable members, as much as this is the Speaker's house, ne? As much as this is the Speaker's house, I'm sitting here, and temporarily this is my house, and none of you are going to tell me what to do. Ne? Honorable members, have order. Honorable member, sit down. Sit down. Sergeant at Arms, escort him out. Hey! Honorable member, there's no favoritism that's happening here, ne? Okay, sharp. Honorable Sedi. Honorable member, escort him out. I didn't say it's noted. He said in a point of order. He's not giving me any order. Honorable members have order. Honorable members have order. Have order. We are civilized. So I'm just gonna go to the conclusion. Honorable members, there's no time for us to debate. We are going to move and proceed with the procedure. Honorable members,
Speaker.
Honorable members, have order.
Point of order, Speaker. I've been raising my hand and you didn't appoint me. In the first errands and the last errands, you didn't appoint me, Speaker. This is unfair. This is not the South Africa that we want. We want equality. The South Africa that we want the fathers not to neglect their sons, but be there financially and emotionally. We as honorable members, let's take this as a lesson, because one day we're going to have children, and let us stop the history from repeating itself. I give honor.
Honorable members, I am only going to take one point of order and we're going to move on. Honorable member, you have been raising your hand since.
Greetings and salutations to the House at large again. Chairman, what you're doing is unfair. Less than 2 minutes ago, you said a guy from my commission, he is noted. Now you're throwing him out. Is this the South Africa you want, whereby you are giving false hope? Chairman, let's make things fair. If you want us as a commission to listen to you, you have to listen. Go out because of he raised the point and you ignored him. Is that what you want?
Honorable member.
Be fair, be honest with yourself. You're not being honest with yourself.
Honorable member. Honorable member. Honorable member, I quote once again, those who create a ruckus will be thrown out. What was he doing? We're going to move on. Honorable members, let's maintain order in the House. We're moving on with the procedure. Ledwaba, please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
Okay. To the House. Honorable Speaker, I'm so amazed. House. Remember what made you to be thrown out from your own attitude. The attitude that you render to us, the one that removed you from the position you had. You can't come to. We are honorable members. We are honorable members. Let me start with my adoption. Hope you heard me. This is for the last time. Today, honorable members, the Commission commits to South Africa that guarantees a healthy, prosperous, innovative, ethical, healthy Boychild. Honorable Speaker, my commission here proposed interesting and exquisite solution that boys must attend therapy and psychological nature in dealing with anxiety and depression. It was also noted that the diversity of the topic of depression must be considerate of how woman or girl child manages depression. Honorable Speaker, we demand that mothers must be trained in raising a boy child, especially single parent-headed households. A website or social media platform must be created where boys can freely unload their emotion. The policy for these days is a disaster and will have devastating consequences for our community. Government must focus on activity-based intervention. The Commission alleges that poor quality of education, lack of basic services, low family income and poverty has immense and direct impact on child behavior. Schools must not allow dropouts, but our solution here is that they must enhance programs that seek to create skills for boys with challenges. Government officials are appointed, honorable members. For example, our former President Zuma, who appointed Menzies Melani despite of the evidence of him lying on oath. They abuse their powers. Our solution here to the House is that they should be removed with legal consequences taken into consideration like you. Let's work together to make South Africa a better
Honourable
country.
Member, move for adoption.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I, Honourable Kivlele Tuaba, the Chairperson of Commission number 4, under the motion, the South Africa we want. We want hereby move a commission report in terms of Rule 168, read with 117, taking into account all contributions made. With all that being said, we thank you.
I now call for a seconder. Honourable members, I now call for a seconder. Are you seconding the report?
Good day, honorable members. Before I second the report, Honorable Speaker, yasiqhela usiva ne. Like, yeah, uyasipaphela ne. Okay. I, Honorable Onke Charles, I second the report from Commission number 4 about the South Africa we want. Thank you.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes. Yes. All those not in favor say no. The yeas have it. The report has been adopted. Honorable members, order. Kindly hand the resolutions of the Commission of the South Africa we want to the staff in front of me. Honorable members, I would be handing over the House to the Speaker.
Honorable members, order. Please. I now declare the debate on the South Africa we want closed. I would like to welcome Honorable Deputy Minister Hendricks to give the address. But you said I'm the last one. The last one.
No more point of order. Close. Close now.
Honorable members, order. Order in the House. I would like to call Honorable Dalton to please address the House.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Can I have your attention, everybody? Can you focus? This is the last item on the order paper. It's a very important one. As the Chair of Chairs in the Gauteng Legislature, I will be receiving all your proposals, recommendations from the different commissions that we will then take over to the Executive and also to the departments in the Gauteng Legislature, to our portfolio committees. But let me firstly, Honorable Speaker, congratulate Chiefs for winning their cup after. Let me also congratulate again. So, honorable members, it gives me immense pleasure to address one and all at this important event. In addition, I am in awe. I am impressed by the quality of discussions and debate on topical issues that affect our daily lives and especially your lives. Debate, listen carefully, points that we have been well thought out and purposefully presented by our future leaders, which are you. The questions debated today were not mere matters of opinion. Rather, they hold real significance in our society. We were presented with the facts, logic, and ethical implications surrounding these issues. Summary of the debates, honorable members, through you, Speaker. The debate on the role of the boy child in fighting against gender-based violence and femicide. The debaters, Honorable Speaker, have expertly brought to the fore logical opinion on whether there is a valuable and rational role of the boy child in the fight against gender-based violence and femicide. In summary, we have heard about the positive role of the boy child in preventing cycles of violence, challenging harmful gender norms, creating male allies, promoting long-term cultural shifts, and addressing root causes in society. On the other hand, we have also been presented with arguments against gender specification and rather to focus on the victims first. We have heard that responsibility lies with individuals rather than placing responsibility on societal gender norms. We have been cautioned against potential oversimplification, where sole emphasis on boys may ignore other influential factors behind gender-based violence, such as poverty, as you said, Honorable Chairperson. Poverty, crime, and systemic injustice. Very importantly, honorable members, we have learned that focusing on the boy child might neglect the importance of educating parents, communities, and institutions in the fight against femicide. What is undeniable, though, however, is that the role of the boy child in combating gender-based violence and femicide is crucial in building a safer and more equitable society. I want to say to every boy child here today, you are valuable to us in South Africa. You are powerful beyond measure. The best for you has not yet been told. You have purpose. God has so designed, listen carefully, that you are here today. Could have been any other boy child, but God has chosen you before the foundation of the world, that you find yourself here. And who knows, you may be standing in my position, you might be a premier, you might be a president, you might even be a professional soccer player, you might be a doctor, but you will be great. That is my admonition to every one of you. Secondly, The debate on impact of fathers in the development of the boy child. One of the honorable members said so aptly and eloquently today, the fact that you don't have a father does not diminish or deny or distort your being. It is imperative that you will make decisions, that you yourself will say to yourself, I have found myself without a father, but being fatherless does not define me. Being fatherless does not say to me that I am less fortunate, less blessed, and less opportune moments for me. You will be able, because there are mentors that are looking and God will connect them to you. On this debate, we have once again been presented with excellent points on either side. We have been favored with points on the importance of fathers as role models in the development and nurturing of the boy child. Fathers serve as key role models, teaching boys responsibility, respect, and healthy expression of masculinity. There was also the aspect of emotional stability and support, where active and present fathers' involvement help foster emotional resilience. Further, as Africans, we can never forget our homegrown proverb that it takes a village to raise a child, and not just with those who have fathers. So I want you to go back before I go to the third debate. You are here. Everybody say, I am here. Say it one more time. You are here as an advocator, a propagator. You are a change agent. Your resolutions must not just be for grandstanding. It must not just be yes, so because we were together. You are here to go back to wherever you are. You are an influencer from today. You will influence others. You will be the example. Your name, honorable as it is on that name tag, has automatically put you in a place of leadership, so you can go back and then also communicate what you've experienced here today. The debate on culture and tradition, initiation in shaping the boy child. Here too we have learned that cultural and tradition, including the cultural initiation, indeed important and valuable, as these cultural linkages help the boy child connect with their cultural roots and instill a strong sense of identity. These rites of passage mark a significant transition, teaching boys discipline, responsibility, and resilience, which go a long way in respecting both males and females in our society. Being a pastor myself, a bishop in a church, I want to call upon all my colleagues, the colleagues in churches, traditional leaders, and those who also do what we call the initiations, that you will handle our boys with much care. It is an indictment, Honorable Speaker, that we send our children to the felds or to the mountains and they die there. The devil is a liar. No boy child must go there and they don't come back alive. Our initiation must not be the end of life. Hallelujah. The debate on the South Africa we want, and I conclude, it is not by accident that this topic came last in the commission list, because these topics and discussion items all point to a better future. It points to what our debaters amplified as a South Africa we all want and aspire to. Correct indeed that South Africa stands at the crossroads. Let me tell every other politician, let me say it from the national government to the provincial government and to the local government, South Africa undoubtedly stands at the crossroads as we sit here today. Our country has endured immense struggle, celebrated remarkable victories, and remained resilient in the face of challenges. But today, we were forced to think about what kind of South Africa do we truly want. Our debaters prodded us to envision a nation where justice is not just a principle, but a lived reality. A South Africa where opportunities are not dictated by race, gender, or economic background, but by merit, talent, and determination. A South Africa where every child, regardless of where they are born, has access to quality education, health care, and the hope of a brighter future. On the one hand, this vision is achievable. I want you to have this hope. All honorable members, everybody in this room, you have this hope that it's achievable. The day we lose our hope is the day that South Africa crumbles. And again I say, the devil is a liar. On this end, while we see remarkable strides in democracy, economic growth, albeit very little, and social empowerment, South Africans have proven time and time again that we are capable of overcoming adversity. We possess abundant resources, both natural and human, that can be harnessed to uplift all citizens and create a thriving, inclusive society. I want to close with a poem before I receive all the resolutions. He stands between shadows and light, to lead, yet born to learn, to heal, to listen, makes the echo sing. A son, a father, a guiding hand, a force that helps the world withstand. So teach him kindness, teach him grace, teach him wisdom. Time can't erase. For all his hair is in his hands, the future lies, and through his heart, a better South Africa thrives. I say viva to the boy child today. Give yourself a hand, everybody. Thank you so much. You've never heard a pastor say viva. Honorable Chair, through you, receive the resolutions from the... Now, this is the process that's going to take place. I will take it as the chair of chairs, and then I will... Chokwe, can you please come? This is one of our chairpersons of the Department of Social Development. Give him a hand, so he's going to help me receive it today. Our chairperson of education also just gave an apology, but we will receive it. I'll ask Honorable Chokwe to take my last 2 minutes and say something. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair of Chair. Lovely boys from Gauteng that were 10 honorable members today. Let me address you as honorable members. We've listened to your inputs on the 4 commissions that you have participated on. We value the inputs that you have put in. The abuse that you have put upon your speaker today was also observed. The firmness of the speaker and the deputy speaker today were also observed. We promise you that this kind of events will be our annual programs. We will encourage the MEC, Honorable Faith Mazibuko, to ensure that there is enough resources for this program to continue. Honorable Chair of Chair, I will not be doing myself a favor if I don't appreciate the welcoming of our city, Ekurhuleni, if I don't appreciate the welcoming from the Speaker of the city of Ekurhuleni. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and your team. And thank you very much, our team from Social Development, and most importantly, thank you very much, Acting Secretary of the Legislature and your team for putting up such a good work. And let me take it back to you, Honorable Chair of Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair of the Department of Social Development. We now receive the resolutions from the different commissions. That is the Boychild Sector Parliament, doing the role of the boy child in fighting gender-based violence, the impact of fathers in the life of the boy child's development, the importance of culture and tradition in the life of the boy child, and lastly, South Africa, we want. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and God bless you, sir. Well done. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. Thank you, Honorable Dalton Adams, and I would like to express my utmost gratitude to Honorable Adams for those encouraging and motivating words. I would also like to thank everyone present in the House for being able to come and participate in this historical day, the Boy Sector Parliament. It took an enormous courage for everyone to be here, to speak their minds, to feel free during the debate. And with that said, I would like you to give a round of applause to yourself for being honorable members. For being honorable members who will shape the future of South Africa. Thank you. And lastly, with that said, this indeed is the day for the history books. And participants are kindly requested to proceed to the front of the building for a photo session immediately after the sitting. You are also invited to join the GPL for lunch at the prepared place. This concludes the business for the day. The House is now adjourned.
Sorry. Let's remain seated. Let's remain seated. Thank you very much. Let's do the announcements. Let's remain seated. We'll ask the speaker. The speaker will go out, and then followed by the procession where they are going to take a photo. They will follow the gentleman at the door. You need to follow the gentleman at the door, honorable members, to take a photo. All of us will remain seated. Don't take the gadgets. The gadgets are not a present. Leave them. They're not going to work there at home. Leave them behind. We will all wait, and then we'll allow members to rise and follow the procession for a photo shoot. Lunch will get us here. Let's remain seated, all of us. Only the members of this parliament should go to the photo shoot. Over to you.
Oh, Pambele. Phambili ngisemoyeni, phambili ngeho, phambili ngeho, cela uxolo mama, cela uxolo tata, oh mama diye. Celukelo mama. Yeah. Pambilinge o.
Let's go. Let's go. All of us, let's go. Alengo mane, asibalandele. Yes, you can take your things. Let's go. Let's go. Honorable members, let's go.
Pamilinge